So, this is going to be a fun comic because it's not so much a review, well, it's more of an overview and more about telling you guys you should check out this book. And what book is that? Savage Avengers. So Savage Avengers, I finally managed to collect all 5 volumes of the first run. As you guys probably, or for those who don't know, there is a new series called All New, All Different Savage Avengers, which is more of a more tighter knit team. I'll explain why that is in a bit. But basically, what Savage Avengers is, what Savage Avengers was on a whole in the first series. It was written by Jerry Duggan, and the first series was drawn by Mike Deodato. It was one of the last things he did over at Marvel. I've heard somewhere he's come back to Marvel. Somewhere. I remember somewhere saying, like, he's come back to Marvel somewhere. But I don't know for sure. Anyway, so Jerry Duggan and Mike Deodato were on the first volume, City of Sickles, and then from then on it was different artists from each volume. So for the 5 volumes, this is basically what I can call Savage Avengers. It is Conan team up. That's really all I can really say, is that it's Conan team up, because Conan is the only central character of this team, where it's the most violent and more vicious characters in the Marvel universe. That's really it. The first incarnation was Dr. Voodoo, Punisher, Elektra, Venom, Wolverine, and Conan himself, obviously. Although the Venom one in the first volume is a little contentious because Venom doesn't really show up to the last 2 parts of the first story arc. And yeah, because they have a symbiote they use, and you think it's Venom, but then it's not. And then he doesn't show up for anything else. And then the Venom's just here for like 2 issues, and then off he goes. Yeah. So what is the main focus of Savage Avengers? Like I said, it is very much Conan team up. That's the best way to describe it. And what it is that Conan and the other more violent characters of the Marvel Universe are brought together by something going on in the Savage Land. It's discovered that a wizard known as Kulan Gath, who has been part of the Conan Marvel Universe, you do see him sometimes in Red Sonja over at Dynamite, and essentially what Kulan Gath is planning is that he wants to destroy the world and become kill everything in the name of death. Basically do what Thanos always wanted, always yammers on and on about doing himself. And yeah, this is a violent book. This is a pretty violent book. Punisher and Wolverine chuck a guy. Granted, he's a Nazi, so don't feel too bad. Chuck him into a wood chipper. Yeah, if you want to permanently take out somebody, Sparta kicked them into a wood chipper. The series is kind of Conan's adventure in the Marvel Universe, and it is it's a fun romp. It's everything you would want to see in a Marvel comic, but for the most part, it does. Like I said earlier, it doesn't really have a set team. Yeah, Conan's there, Conan is there, and he's the main focus. But really, the only other character that's kind of a constant from the second volume onward is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is the one who really puts things together for against Kulan Gath. Kulan Gath is a sorcerer who has been under Marvel, but he's also under the rights for him are kind of dodgy. A lot of the rights for Kulan Gath are pretty dodgy. And it's the same with the other character that appears in this series is Shuma Gorath, who most of you guys would probably know better in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You probably played as him a few times in your own comics. And Shuma Gorath in here is kind of not really in the final boss. He's more he's more of a slave to Gath's overarching plan. The story is a fun romp across the Marvel Universe, across the Marvel Earth, and from there you have characters that you wouldn't expect to see finally team up. Like I said, Conan unites with Deadpool. He also teams up with Juggernaut and Magik. The Black Knight, Doctor Doom and Kang also join this, And it's kind of, I was like, oh, so when Kang showed up towards the end of the series and became a vital part to help stop Gath's plan, I was like, oh, so you're just here to help promote Ant-Man and Wasp. Yes, I know, Kang is... This is what Marvel does. They gotta really hype up Kang for his appearance in the MCU now. So, Kang the Conqueror is part of this, and Doctor Doom as well. It's a lot of characters you wouldn't expect teaming up. I will say that that it kind of loses focus in the King in Black little tie-ins, because it's just him and Deadpool teaming up with some Night Flyer character to steal money from Krakoa. And then from there, Conan then goes on to team up with Rhino against Spider-Man for just a two-part story, just a one-and-done story for when, just so we can have Conan meet Spider-Man. That's really it. Now, the new series going on, which is not written by Jerry Duggan, is a new team that the first story arc does follow Conan. Now, I have not read that comic, but it does end with the team going on to the year to the 2099 universe and teaming up with Punisher 2099. This book is that team is a more concise one. It's not like a mix and match. That one is more a team together, and that one this is it's pretty fun because you have Elektra, who's now Daredevil. You have Cloak and Dagger, who I'm like, do they really count as Savage Avengers though? That's my thing. I was like, Cloak and Dagger, you're cool and all, but how do you count as Savage Avengers? Then you have Flash Thompson, Anti-Venom in here, and that makes sense. And you also have Black Knight. Again, it's a character they're trying to push out because of the MCU appearance in Eternals and all that. And finally, you have Weapon H, who is the part Wolverine, part Hulk super soldier. And so that's the team in the all-new, all-different Savage Avengers. But this series is a lot of fun. If you can find all 5 volumes, I highly recommend it. It's a great comic series. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's more Conan team-up than anything else. So this is just more of a recommendation, not so much it's an overview recommendation for this comic series. So yeah, just comment below if you've read Savage Avengers, what'd you guys think of it? And yeah, just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.